Hello. It's one time for one of James's video diary entry for the day. Today is Sunday, January 18th. It's January 18th, 2026. Currently in the truck I was assigned at Dave Hosbeck Trucking. Hell, the only reason I even know this place existed was the owner's cousin referred me. I'm doing well. I have a little bit of money in my pocket. I'm wondering how the time off thing is going to work out. The time off's been getting approved that I haven't even been asking for, and I'm just going to let it go. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I haven't found my this shit's over signs. Usually it's lots of black cats and a four-leaf clover for some strange reason. Last few years that's what's been going on. Been having some epiphanies lately about how I see a lot of things as a businessman and how breach of contract turned into some bad things and I became villainized for it. Well, I didn't breach of contract, the other guy did. And it's like their breach of contract doesn't apply. There's no consequence for it. Everything from Sarah Law Firm Boise, when I was 22, trying to build my sexual training after my baby mama, after about a 2-year relationship that culminated in 21 days of sex. I didn't have quite that much. It turned into 20 years and counting. It's almost 30. Mental, emotional, and financial torture. I got a haircut today. That was almost $50. Jesus. They've become expensive. It's okay, I had it. Wondering how I'm going to move forward. Looking at trying to figure out how to get me a place. How to deal with this boss being an underhanded person. And the dispatcher's running at a 4th grade level when they should be running at least an 8th grade level. I hooked myself to a hay trailer today rather than the clean food service trailer I was hooked to, because my next run's going to be a hay run. Now, dumb as it may sound, it sounds like the dispatcher should be a little more smarter than they are. There should be higher standards. And like with Mount Pleasant Express, my first trucking job, it was actually a trucking job. It was a Class B C rig, and that dispatcher was protected on high like these guys are. That dispatcher lost $4.25 million. Over 10 drivers for 4 quarters. She lost me almost $1,000 a month. Seriously. Boss couldn't figure out why nobody wanted to be at work with her. Well, she keeps getting in hot water and you keep protecting her on high from the asinine shit she keeps putting out. If you lose $425,000 in lost revenue, you're going to have some. Hell, Sarah Lee of Traverse City, when I worked there about 4 years back, they were losing $4.25 million a month. Simple managemental failures. These were common sense failures, man. These were leadership failures on the part of the maintenance department in Traverse City. Lear Automotive, same thing. Lear Corporate in Southfield. Lazy motherfuckers can't even keep standard business hours for their office operations. I can't see how the hell Ray Scott got $13 million bonus. The motherfucker can't lead. Hell, the plant manager when I was there Motherfucker didn't understand. HR, hey, there's potential racial discrimination shit going on. No, you separate that shit because you don't want that to come back and bite you. You don't want somebody to be able to do that to you. That's goddamn protecting the company. This company here, same thing. You make goddamn sure that you don't fuck your drivers over. I mean, these are all air tagged. Well, the trailers are. And the dispatchers can see that shit. I mean, that's losing. I mean, you could lose the Michigan Sugar contract over that. If I were Michigan Sugar, Big Dog Daddy, I would. Fast way to fix it, start pinching guys on top. Start taking the money away. Start taking the good contracts away. Leave with only the shit contracts. I would. If I were any of these other businesses, I'd be doing the same damn thing. I would make the people on top accountable. Well, if you push it down the bottom's going to push it back up. Like me, the bottom, I'm in the bottom right now. I've been in the bottom a long time for a lot of businesses. A lot of people are like, you could do better. Yeah, I can. Why the hell should I? If I literally have to have somebody who's going to breach a contract on me, lie, and never get any bad things happen to them, and I'm the one that has to clean up the pieces, when the fuck do I get my happy ending, man? That's why I'm where I'm at. Walked away from $100,000 in tools. Walked away from a lot of women. They were like, oh, well, it's got to do it my way. Bitch, I don't have to read your script anymore than you reading mine. Hell, half of them are pretty. Same point. If all you're bringing is beauty and a shit attitude. Beauty, a shit attitude, and a fuck ton of bills. With your entitlement, fuck, you're not going to get anywhere. You can lose your looks, but that's all you're bringing. I mean, really. You're one car wreck, one beating, one wayward car crash, and you're not even involved. You're in a building and it crashes into you. Plane crash. From losing everything you bring to the relationship. And you wonder why the guy don't want to hang around? Hell, I've had to tell many women. Hell, even a young woman told me that, having kids wasn't a big deal. I said, well, look, I'm going to be absolutely frank with you. I'm 45 years old. Now I'm 47. Almost 48 now. As at the time of the recording of this. So, I'm in my middle to late 40s. I'm not having children. The last time I had children, it fucked me up real bad. And you ain't got nothing. You can't offer me nothing. You don't have enough. I'd have been in my 20s. We'd had a conversation. This would have been a real conversation about a partnership. But I'm in my 40s and I've been emotionally and financially tortured. And I'm done with that shit. I won a lottery and then my grandkids, whatever they get kidnapped and be like, look, man, you're going to get the results of the investment you made. Not the one that society says, I've got to make because I'm more. Yeah, no, you're not more important. Blood of the covenant is stronger than the blood of the water of the womb. Blood of the covenant is stronger than the water of the womb. I'm seeing a few things about a lot of friends of mine. Weird things about some rich friends. People that tried to help me. I just wasn't in the right place to take it. There are a lot of things that, when you ask for it, but now you're ready? Well, now you have a history, man. What are you going to do to overcome your history? Now that you know what I can and what I am, what are you going to do to overcome your history? And I'm not saying that you have to overcome my history. My process is based on Delta Force, the publicly available stuff. A lot of my business practices are that way too. Because no employer is going to want to literally waste money for nothing. They're going to want to make as much money as they possibly can out of everything that you do. Even running this truck and living out of the truck. That's why I'm trying to make as many productive miles as possible. Which means that if I get a run on Friday that delivers on Monday, I try to deliver it on Friday. That way I can pick up another run for Monday. Or if I can get Monday's run on Friday on the way in, Saturday on the way in, because it's between where I'm at and the Reese Terminal, where the truck I drive, that's where I generally park it on my 34-hour reset. Doesn't always happen, because sometimes during the holidays I get more than one in a week. So if I get more than one in a week, then if I've already got all of my personal business handled, there are a few things I got to look forward to. I got to get a new credit card. I'm going to have to get an apartment of some kind or rent a room, another extended stay motel. I'm in the Reese, Michigan area, because it wouldn't make sense for me to be anywhere else. This is where the fuel and the maintenance is. I explained to the guy, I got with the service guy today. He's just a head mechanic for the night, because it is a weekend. Where the driver information center is to reset your optimized idle. And because it's going to be cold tonight, you want to have it running, because DEF freezes at 12 degrees Fahrenheit, so you can push it out way lower if it's running, because it'll have heat, and it'll also circulate the vibration of things moving around the truck running. Been watching a lot of informative videos about DOT. I do a thorough one about once a week. I do several non-thorough ones, and I'm almost never listen to radio. I mean, my CB, yeah, because occasionally I make mistakes, and when I do, if somebody else catches it, they'll help me straighten it out. They'll give me constructive criticism. Understand, as a semi-driver, I have to be a blessing to others. Most people are a blessing to me too. Not everybody. And not everybody understands the concept that as a vehicle that can weigh upwards of 80,000 pounds, a normal car can only weigh, even a 1-ton's only 9,600. Hell, my tractor alone weighs 24,000. Between 24 and 25,000. The trailer, being just a dry van, a 53-foot dry van, is about 10,000, plus or minus any snow or ice or anything on it. Got to check the lights, make sure they're all pretty well working. I'm grateful for the progress. The SI has gone away. I don't know how to build forward from here. I don't have the same training section that everyone else does. I've noticed almost everyone has the same, it's a very similar psychological thing. Their first one turned into nothing. My first one turned into 20 plus years of torture. Being villainized for trying to do the right thing. Because I know that down the road a piece, you can't, I'm entitled to the right answer. It's because I'm alive. I don't have to put any of the effort in. Well, we're seeing the consequences of that in society today. I know that my second try around this thing was Sarah LaFramboise. I tried to get her as a contracted individual, and she failed. She breached contract, and not generate a trail because I was a little bit emotional at that point. But I was trying to build what everyone else had. And she claimed she'd do it all day long. But she didn't. That's how I got convicted of misdemeanor stalking. Because she breached contracted. Oh, well, the consequences. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you fuck up. When you're contracted and you say you're going to do something, but you only want to do the piece that makes you feel good. Adulthood isn't that way. You don't do only what makes you feel good. Because when life goes shit side up, and it goes shit side up often, no one wants someone that's going to cut and run when the road gets dicey. Or when you get in a car wreck and your beauty is part of what you bring to the table, and you lose it because of a wayward event. A CNI round for one of these protests. Somebody using their kid as a meat shield. As a legal protection and a meat shield. I've seen it many times. My daughter was used that way. And despite federal, constitutional, and civil rights violations, we just write a letter. No. 18 months in county with a habitual domestic violence, nonviolent domestic violence, a habitual offender. Well, that automatically disbars my baby mama from, that would have disbarred her from being a nurse. And that kind of behavior, it also wouldn't have taught my daughter to extort me. And yes, my daughter tried. That's why I completely cut off. Because I'm honestly not sure it was my daughter. Because the last time I had contact with her in person, where I reached out and touched her as a human being, was October 20th, 2000. That's the last time I was allowed to do that. The court said it was okay for Leola to alienate me, to violate the visitation order with impunity, to violate my federal civil rights. Why the hell should I fucking strive to go better when I'm being abused? There is no incentive. I've spiraled ever since, going round and round and round about that thing. And why the fuck should I push super hard? Why should I super achieve? Be a millionaire. Make the millions. Because I easily could have. Now I think the lottery is about the only way to do it. I'm not saying that it's the only way. It's the only way I see at this moment. And I'm taking extreme ownership, like Echelon Front tells you to do. I'm just trying to push it up the chain, rather than literally just putting it on my back so that they don't have to get off their fat ass and do their job. They're sure as fuck being paid as adults. But if you look at their behavior, they look at their comments, look at what they're coaching. Hell, even the safety man. You need to find better places to park. It's great. The whole premise of why I'm here is that was the best option I had at the time. The hard brake was to prevent me from getting into the acceleration lane of an entrance ramp. The reason I try to choose a lot of that is because if I can get over there, I can use the acceleration lane as a buffer to try and not get out. It allows me to use that as a buffer. And I've drifted this truck before. And this truck has been over 80 miles an hour. It's governed at 68, but you can overdrive it. It's engineered and tuned for the hill, the plains. But they usually send me into the mountains. The one place they lied to me. It's like they're lying about approving all this off and sick time. I literally never asked for it. And if I literally had to ask for the paperwork to prove that I asked for that, they would be able to not prove it. They would literally not have the ability to come up with that sheet of paper. Because it would have to be a request of some sort. It would be a request form. They would not have the request forms. If they did, handwriting analysis would figure out, wasn't me. Wasn't me. They do favors like, yeah, I'll cut out your kidney rather than cut out your lungs. That's a favor. Favor might just be leaving me out there. Well, don't get me wrong, I don't have much at home right now. There aren't many women. Oh yeah, I'll talk the good game all day long. Time's nut up or shut up. Can't do it. Becca Skelko. Out of Gladwin. I want all the work, but I don't want to put in the effort. And although I know you're asking for the hard stuff, a harder bargain, instead of offering me a shorter bargain or a lesser one, it's a 2.5 hour drive up there. That's almost about 4 or 5 hours round trip. If I can't, I don't have a place to stay up there. And if I got to get in a room, that's $65 to $100. Trust me. Paying $100 to get a honeydew list to drive 5 hours, I don't have to fucking do that. I mean, I can get it right here. I can look into my Facebook friends and find somebody who has a honeydew list. I can guarantee you that. I don't have to drive 5 hours to fucking do it. To lose. Instead of saying, hey, I'll offer you a place on the couch. That way you can plug in your CPAP because I know you got health problems. You can't sleep with me. And sex isn't going to happen immediately. I'm not going to rule it out entirely. What I am going to say is it's a not now. It's not necessarily no permanently. It's a not now. Because I already know enough to know that if she offered me a place to stay, cheap place to do my laundry, company, we rub on each other like masonry. Lord's masonry put us together. She's the one woman in my life that for 12 years didn't lie to me. Didn't use me without literally telling me up front. Didn't try to extort services and use of my skills without an entitlement. She told me up front, part of being a businessman, you got to know up front what your contract's going to deal with. It's one of the things I thought that would have been a big deal. I can't replace your husband. Your husband was great. I met him. He was a pretty decent guy. Now, I can't replace a widow's husband. And I'd rather go after a widow than a divorcee. On the premise that a divorcee just said, I quit when it gets too hard. I picked the wrong guy. The widow said, I carried it to the end. And despite the end of the life, I was still here. And I'm still here. So now I can't just live in the past, because the past isn't going to put the shutters on the house. It's not going to pay the heat bill. It's not going to provide me purpose. And I still need purpose. I still need purpose. I don't think I'm going to be a family man. I've wanted to be one significant portion of my life. I just can't find a partner worth building with. And this is not because they haven't been there. I've made about 5 mistakes in about 8,000 women over the last 30 years. There have been about 5 of them. I swear my hand to God, I fucked up. But hell, 5 mistakes over 5,000 women. Hell, that's a lot of... The margin of error is bigger than that. Oh, I could have. I would have. You want me to read your script? I don't have the same training you do. The script you're going after doesn't exist. It's a figment of your imagination. My script is based on my experiences. My process is based on making sure that I can love you. Do so not only in a one-shot deal, but for the rest of my life. Praying that you outlive me. And even if you don't, I don't ever want to be unfaithful. I mean, 6 girlfriends that were sexual. I've only had one problem in that area. It was just that she was disabled. And she was cheating. Like, she just couldn't keep her legs closed. Opportunity presented itself, she'd let her rip. That's why I'm not with her. She was the second woman I tried to propose to. I've only tried to propose to 2 of them. Talked about it with the third one, but wasn't worth it. Once the investigation went on, and what did you do and what would I do if the situation were reversed and I was standing in your shoes? Knowing what I know. I mean, if you're my age or better, you should know for a fact if you say you got somebody's back and you don't, they're going to walk away from you. And the entirety of your support system, which is what happened with this one. Well, my brother-in-law, I've met the man 3 times in my life. If he's backing me, when you see him once a week, there's a goddamn thing, there's something to be said about that, Donna. When your sister's husband, that I've met 3 times in my life, says that I'm backing this guy over you, when I see you 3 times a week, the man makes good points. The man says if you had his back, that kid, that 22-year-old man that you call a kid, would have been gone. He'd have been treated like an adult, not like a 12-year-old boy. There is a difference. You can't lie to me. And over time, you start lying, those lies will compound. And once they become significant enough, they will end the relationship. Because I don't know what a liar's going to want from me. See if I can figure it out. Whatever I got that might be valuable, they'll take. But a liar, like my baby mama, like Donna, like Sarah from Roisey, fuck, I don't know. And the hundreds of thousands of other women, bullshit, don't mean nothing. Oh, well, you have to understand. Yeah, I have to understand all day long. Problem is, you don't have to understand that, I have limited resources. I'm doing the best I can with them. And if you have a problem, comment, or concern, the comment section below. These are ears, these are not taxi doors. Hope you have a good day. Today wasn't bad. A lot of the days here lately have been confusing.